Hey, can you please tell me how the sound is? Oh, that's good. That's very good. Alright, so I think, well, I went through a bit of the document. I did not get rid of all the lists and all of the markdown stuff. I only did some of them. Uh, why is it doing that? Why are you doing that? Oh, hi, Sensei. Well, I assume that's you, Sensei, but since the name is not written the same way, get the fuck out. Sorry, I was addressing a pop-up that got onto my screen, not to any of you. Oh, I see. Sorry, just setting some things, as you can see. Or maybe not, actually, because I'm in window captures, not in display capture. So you shouldn't be seeing anything you are not supposed to see. Alright, so where were we last time? I think we had just translated two sentences. And I had to check whether or not they were correct. And are they correct? That's a big question. So if they are correct, the child ran quickly, that's intransitive. So, yeah. I'm really sorry. As I said last time, it's been a very long while since I've dealt with the negativity. I'm very rusty on that. So, negative absolutive should have the intransitive argument treated like a transitive or argument. I think. So S is the same as O, which means that this is correct. Because the child is here the subject in the intransitive clause, while this is the object of the transitive clause. So yes, they are both in the absolutive, they are both treated identically. That's correct. And the sailor is in the negative because he is the A of the transitive clause. That's fine. So I thought I had messed that up last week. Turns out I didn't. So that's nice. Alright, so now that's done. Now that that's done, what do you guys want to do? Do you want to do some world building? Do you want to go on with the grammar and translate the two other sentences? Yeah, sure. Alright, so let me just go there. Oh yeah, what I didn't do too is that I did not transfer all of the lexicon. So I'm going to have to quickly grab that. Well, that's perfect. I'm probably just going to share the link in the chat anyway. Copy link. Oh, you have it. Perfect. Yeah, and for the current file, yeah, Jal has it covered. Thank you. Yeah. I'm just going to ask you a question. I'm going to speak continuously for like 5 seconds, saying the same sentence, and so on. And I'm just going to ask you whether you can hear me or not, continuously. I'm going to say it 5 times total. If you don't hear it 5 times, just tell me. I just want to check whether the button I have here mutes the mic just for me or for you too. I'm going to be saying the same sentence, saying the same sentence, saying the same sentence. Okay, so it was gone. Perfect. That's awesome. Andy Funky, who the fuck are you? Oh. Oh, hi, Atom. How are you? Alright, so I just came back from the river. What is the... I'm fine, thank you. What is the word for river? Is it one of the unordered ones? Yes. Uj. Well, without the glottal stop, but right. I just came back from the river, and the word order being V2, but based on anima C for S and O, I should be first and river should be after the verb. So I'm just going to do something like this. uh, well, we just need a construction that says either, well, we need to say all of K to come back and to come back from somewhere. So that's movement away from, which is covered by, I think, the genitive, which has an ablative application. And we have not determined exactly how it worked. Here. Yeah, I have no idea what it's doing that. Do I not have a package for that? No, I do. It should not be doing this. Wait. Oh, yeah, I don't need that at all. And I also don't need that, but I'll keep it. So, do I not have that? Because the no sep and no item sep should be preventing this major gap in between the items and between the items and the paragraphs. So I'm wondering why this is not happening. So I'm just going to check on another document. On the other document, I have it in this order. Maybe that's just it, though I doubt it. Nope. And it's exactly the same package. Exactly the same packages, actually. Because I copied it from my document, so I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah, I'll just sort it for the next time and just not use it for now. It's just a bit weird. Anyway, this is how we could have to come back from somewhere with the genitive, and we haven't yet defined how it works. So we could just do that. It would prevent having to deal with an entire preposition. Oh, well, add position. How so? Can you hear that? That's outside. If you didn't hear anything from outside my house, it's fine. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to close the window then. And now the second question is, can you hear that? There is a fan going on. You were saying cancellation or bad winds? Where is bad winds, actually? Oh, it's right there. In the shittily formatted example. Oh, right, yes, we did use it that way. Where is the table with the cases? Here. Speaking of tables, this is wrong. Why are you wrong? Oh, because you are treated as a figure. Yep. Because it's important that they be in the correct position. Alright, now that it's done. Yeah, I think the non-phrases were made before we decided for about all the suffixes and everything. Okay, so that was decided after because it has the correct vocalic mutation. And winds from the sea. What exactly are they missing? Oh yeah, I see what. No, that's the article. In the case of movement. Oh, right, yes, yes, yes. Text suffix. Okay, so which one? Well, wind is yenar, so the object would be container. Okay, what is the object here? We need to decide that. Well, if the article is applied to the container larger whole, this means this is the container and this is the object, which is missing key. Oh yeah, why is it doing that? I don't understand. I'm just going to type it all again as actual gloss examples. Oh, that's what's bothering it. There we go. I'm going to grab this. So this is Yinari Lithon. I can't remember how it's pronounced actually. Phonology romanization. Oh, this is absolutely awful. So, to gloss them. Yeah, it's absolutely awful. I love it. Alright, so this is oops. And I forgot that one. Yeah, actually, I have a small question. Should we put all the examples and glosses in IPA or the romanization? If we don't use the romanization, it's kind of pointless to have it. And how should we gloss that one, this dissonance? Because it's suffix that indicates it's the objects being contained or coming away from something. So I think I'll keep object for the moment. This is genitive. And ton should be, this is what, good wings or bad wings? Good. And this should do it. If it wants to compile. Yes. Yeah, looks good. I'm going to just copy those, put them here, and we only have this to change. Yes, it is. Well, it's kind of the same function. And constellation was perfectly correct because it had Y. Well, not Y. Its Y is Y. Hambeye. Yeah. Alright, so that should be good. This is not origin. This is a partitive, by the way. Oh, actually, we can just say it's the same construction. And let context decide. I'm going to put that here. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, so we do have a construction for origin partitive. Now we just need a verb for to come, to go, to come back, something like that. I don't think we have pronouns either. So how should we deal with that? We do have person marking on verbs. So while we don't have pronouns, you can say I come back. So that's not really a problem. So to go is what? Ting, I think. Oh, actually we have to go plus genitive for to come from. So maybe we could just choose to drop the back or express it some way. Do we have again? Do we have any adverbs actually? I don't think we do. Because we might not have decided to include adverbs. No, we do not have any adverb. Right, so for now we can say I come back from the river. That's something we are able to form with the grammar we currently have. I just came back, so that's past. It doesn't have to be past, it could be present, because I just came back is right now I just did that action. It's still presently relevant, so we could use a present here. I think this works. I come back from the river. I come from the river. Um, Actually, in the lexicon. Oh no, we made the word for river lexically singular. So it does not need an article to indicate that it is singular. And since we have to come from some place, actually, to come from plus genitive. So do we put the genitive? We can't put the genitive on just the verb. So do we consider that it's just not there and we just keep the E at the end of uj? That's a palatal plosive, I think, for double J. Yes. Uj. Uji. Uji is fine, I think. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep that. That's I come back from the river. And I think we should simply have some words for that say exactly when it's happened. Because we have present, non-present, but we could distinguish between several types of present. In the very recent past, for instance, I just did it. And yeah, technically this is I come from the river. So I'm wondering whether we should have some sort of time relevant adverbs that just say when the action ended or when the action started. For instance, I just come back from the river right now, meaning that the action just ended, but it's still relevant right now. Yeah, we could need that, but we could also just leave it to the context. Or not. I mean, I'm completely in favor of not leaving it to the context. So we could use a word meaning again, maybe. Or maybe we deal with it entirely with relativization. So we could do something like I come from the river, I was there. I come from the river where I was. Yeah, let's just go with something that means again. What should it be? Let's just say that we insert a word here between, what is it? Dotting and... Oh no, it's central, not dotting and... I'm really having trouble with this romanization. I need to get more familiar with it. So how do we say again? Do we have a word that means again? We shouldn't. Yeah, go ahead. That would be what? De? No. Yeah, the. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that one. And something for the time, maybe. So for the time, I just finished. I just finished its action right now. Maybe we could, if we have this time particle in a way, maybe we could just say that inflection for tense is not required, even if the action is past. We can just put it in the default, which is the present. Ruago. No, rongo. Is it a trill? It is not a trill. It can be a trill. Rongo. Yeah. It's just not the trill I was doing. And where do we put it? Do we put it at the end of the clause? Or before the verb, right after the verb? I think at the end of the clause is good because you state all the arguments first. And it would only apply to the clause before it. Before the verb? Rongo the thing da no the uji. Yeah? Alright, now let's gloss it. So this would be... How do we gloss that? Do we gloss it as English just, or do we give its grammatical properties, which is really a time adverb or time particle? It applies mostly to the verb, so I'd be tempted to say it's An adverb. Oh no, that's not where this goes. Yeah. So this is first person subject. This is to go. River. I don't know how to close that one. Because we dropped. I'll close this one has to come from. Because it's used with the genitive. I think that's good. Did I miss the? The. Oh yeah, I did. And the we said is again. Oh hi, Secundus. I'm fine, thanks. And you? What's weird about your audio? Is it on my end or is it on yours? Oh, okay. Well, at least it's not on my end. Hope you can resolve it. Oh, perfect. Well, for me. So where were we? Oh yeah, the last sentence to translate. I think we do have a word for share, which would be either. Yes, either. To share. So this is third person and it's local. That's a very unfortunate looking word. Yeah, this is a very unfortunate looking word. Yeah. Would we need to break out the pronouns? We are marking for... Oh yeah, no, right. Is it the possessor or the possessee? That's... Or the possessed, I mean. That's marked with genitive. I think it's the possessor. The possessor's article takes the genitive marking. We could simply... Yeah, we are going to need the pronouns. And let's just ignore this slight issue right now. So how do we deal with pronouns? You know, let's join fun and useful and find a way to mark for something that acts like a marker that would enable us to mark the possession while breaking the verb, maybe. Because I think we should just use the articles. They're short. And we do not need to use... Well, no, we would need to use non-plural ones. So maybe we could insert them between the person marking and the verb, making this genitive, so peklieto. If we insert the genitive, this is much better. And it's really just an insertion of the genitive inside of the, well, between the person marking and the verb. And then jerky is, I think we had something for dried meat. Dried land food. Engundanyo. Engundanyo. Yes, we might. So I'm going to do it here too. No, this is this one. I can do it. How did we close that one? Art.sg. Oh, and this too. This is genitive. See, this is much better. the object and the verb as well. What do you mean? Wait, no, it does not work. That doesn't work actually. Because this is not genitive. We cannot mark that this way. This is absolutive. Oh yeah, right. You are perfectly correct. And for objects, I just came back from the river does not need an object. There is no absolutive object here. But here, this solution does not work, because here we are indicating that it's genitive when really it is the subject of the sentence, which should be absolutive. No, not absolutive, ergative. I think. Yes. Yeah, I just came back from the river is not a direct object, but she says her jerky is. So this would be. Is that it? Yes. No, because she shares is pedo. That's it. She shares pedo. And I suppose. Yeah. Actually, yes, we need a pronoun, but we need to decide how we do it exactly. Because she shares does not indicate where the possessor is. Like, sorry, I mean, egodanoye does not. Pedopo? No, it's local. Oh, yes, it's pedopo. Yeah, which is much better than just pedo. It is pedopo because it's third person and local, which is a P. So I was saying, yeah, this word here, engaño, does not indicate where the possessor is. So it could be she shares his jerky, she shares my jerky. So we are going to need to mark the possessor somehow. So we are going to need a pronoun, and I propose that the pronoun be inserted right before the possessed. And it will need to be in the genitive. We don't have anything mentioning pronouns. I just checked with on the PDF with trying to look at pronoun. Yeah, for possession we do. That's what we're using, I think. Oh no, that's for partitive. I'm stupid. Possess. Oh, then we don't need any pronoun. There. That's it. We don't need a pronoun because the possessed is incorporated in the verb. And this can go. Although this is alright, so no, let's take it from the start. The possessor's article takes the genitive marking. Here there is not an article, so it cannot take the genitive marking. The subject is in the verb, pedopo, so the subject is first person. The possessed has to come before the possessor, which means that we can just invert the two words to actually have V2, and that means that the possessed, egudaño, has to be owned or possessed by the subject of the verb that comes right after it. No, it does not break word order. Welcome back, Secondus. So, no, it does not break word order because this is V2 and it works beautifully. I would most likely insert something between the verb and the possessed, because that way there is something that comes right after the possessed. Actually, you know what? Let's have both, because I think this is sufficient. She shares my jerky. So let us use the persons, I think. Let us use the persons to build possessive articles or possessive pronouns. Yeah, I think possessive pronouns is good. Yeah, that's what I would do. Yes. Actually, not necessarily. No, the possessed has to come before the possessed. Possessed has to come before the possessor. So, pedopo egudaño kili something. Yeah, no worries. So this would be pedopo. Yeah, that's da. Kili. So my jerky. This is first person. So let's use this. And what can we use? The reason I'm using the subject form of the prefix is because this is a possessor that owns the possessed. So it has more agency, so I'm giving it a subject treatment. So what can we use? That would be local. We have three distinctions. We have local, distal, and impersonal. Hang on, I'll find it. Here you go. No. Where did I detail that? Is it really just here? Seems weird. Oh no, it's here. The third person being split into three. Local when the person is present, distal when the person is not present or not taking part in the conversation, and impersonal if the person doesn't actually physically exist. So the son would be referred to in the impersonal because it's not actually physically present in the conversation, and if it was, you would have a lot of problems, and identifying how distal it is not one of them. Thank you. You're a nice distinction too. Alright, so she shares her jerky is this. I would still keep it impersonal just because it's not a person. You cannot put it at the same level as humans. I mean, that's my own view. We will have to vote on how to do the mythology later. You decided we were not doing world building. We are not doing world building. Now, at least. I mean, maybe I'll actually give you homework for next week, and that would entail writing a creation myth. That's a bit more detail or something like that. Just a short thing, half a page. That would be nice. So, yeah, where were we? Yeah, forming possessives. Well, see, Charlotte, since he has you covered. By the way, is the chat properly displaying for you on the stream? I did not ask that. Yeah, the myth of the boat father. Maybe he had a solar-powered sailing boat. Alright, perfect. That means I won't have... that means I didn't completely fuck up by not putting the chat on the stream. I think so. How do I even check that, actually? Because I'm really not familiar with Twitch's interface. So if you know how I can improve that delay and make it way smaller, I'm taking it. Twitch settings. Ha. I imagine that's right there. Channel or settings? That's probably not in settings, that must be in channel. Yeah, I think I'll just like Google it or ask you a bit later after the stream. Yeah, I'll look at that after the stream. So we were forming, well, trying to form possessives, which could be a lot of things. We could use something related to genitive, like the suffix y, which is used to mark the object of the possession, such as here. Or we could just craft something entirely new, which I'm done for, really. Yeah, it's because we need such basic information that I initially propose that we do it from the person marking for the verbs. We could have something quite regular, with in which all of the all of the all of the pronouns would have e at the end. Well, at least the possessives. Yeah, I think mimicking the distal split would be good, because that way it could mean that we are treating stuff like possession slightly verbally, which could lead in the end to some interesting diachronics. When and if we decide to do that. So we just need first person. Oh yeah, you. Yes, but the genitive is also indicated by the sound e. For instance, its article is li or kili. But we could just craft something completely different, not keeping at all the even the consonants for the persons in the verbs. So instead of the, it would it could be, we could just, actually, could we just take the English ones? Me, you, they. We could. Me, you, yeah, with a partial fricative. Me, you, and they. We could make that our possessive pronouns just because we can. It fits the phonology. It's quite close. So it would be this. Yeah, sure, then we are just going to go with that one. There we go. Now to gloss all of that. I was going to say that you should have the links above, but you don't because you joined a bit later. I'll send both links. The Google Drive one has the... Too late. The Google Drive one has the lexicon, which has not yet been ported to LaTeX, which I'm going to do during the next week for the next stream. And the other one is just the... Oh yeah, I just grabbed both links and sent them both at once, so was bound to take a little bit more time. Thank you though. Alright, so we have that, and now, yeah, we just need to gloss all of that. So, what do you mean, Charlotte? What can you not read? Oh yeah, no, I just went for this one because it does give some variation, and I don't think we used the I with an umlaut very much. Actually, it's only present in 2 words. So I think it's perfectly fine that way. It gets a bit more use that way. Egedonio. Kili D. Alright, I think that's a proper breakdown. Yeah, it looks like it. So dry meat. It is kind of hard to see the critics at the level of Zmitar. Well, yes, it is, but Charlotte has no excuse. Charlotte has the PDFs. To share, and what's that? That's 3 and local. I'm just going to drop that it's subject and object here because it's not very useful since it comes with the what order? Oh yeah, the PDF that the other PDF on Overleaf should be updating as you go, yeah. And yes, first and second person actually have some associated vowels. I just put it there arbitrarily, so I'm perfectly fine with changing them. We do not need to explain every phonological process. This is a conlang in a given state. It's not like we need to have everything make perfect sense, because if everything makes sense at a cursory glance, it means that it's too regular, really. At least that's how I view it. If you can make sense of everything and say, hey, this has the same vowel as this one, therefore it should mean about the same thing. Maybe we should throw in a couple that don't have the expected vowel. Yes, we absolutely should. However, that will come later. For now, we're just translating these sentences, and then we'll do the whole framework paradigm of pronouns, and then we can inject anything we want, and we can always change something. As I was saying, it's a conlang in a given state. It may be between two major steps in its existence, so we could perfectly have something completely stupid, because it is one snapshot of the language in, let's say, it takes someone 2-3 years to document the language, maybe let's even 10 years, and you wouldn't see that much change in the language. So as this is only a snapshot, we do not need to explain all the changes or the irregularities we may have, which is something I see a lot of people go for and have similarities in. For instance, what I was suggesting earlier of having the same vowel for all possessive pronouns, that's way too much. I was fully planning on injecting some irregularity into that, because else it just feels way too regular. It's not natural, and honestly, it's a hallmark of bad conlanging. Yeah, and I do not want to be insert name of a rather famous conlanging YouTuber that absolutely loves protolangs a bit too much. And that's protolangs in the conlanging sense, not in the academic linguistic sense. So this, oh yeah, this is actually, I'm going to put that one after this one. I do very much enjoy using protolangs. It's a very useful thing to have some basic framework. Like you establish something that makes some sense, that enables you to build basic sentences. Even if it's very regular, it's going to be useful because then you are going to. It's essentially not a protolang in conlanging. It's not an ancestor. It's a base which you are going to tweak and tweak and tweak, and it's just called protolang because it feels scientific and some people like that. But really, it's not a protolang. It did not come before because it's not naturalistic for it to have come before. It is a useful tool. It's a basis. And yeah, inserting irregularity without explanation is perfectly fine because this is a conlang. You could not say, for instance, when analyzing and documenting a natural language, something that actually exists on Earth, you could not just take a language and see something that does not fit your current framework and say, oh, well, this one is just irregular. No, you have to explain where it comes from and what caused it to be that way, because it's likely not the only word that came to be the way it is in the same fashion, because sentence is regular and maximally applied. You cannot say, oh no, it's just this word that changed, very irregular. No, you cannot say that. Well, but with a conlang, you can say that because you do not know what actually came before. Because there isn't anything, you have no accountability to any prior speakers. You just have your conlang, and in that way you are much, much freer. Because, well, of course, you are not free with a natural language that you have to document and explain. You have some accountability to the speakers, you have some accountability to the academic community to respect the scientific method. It's not something you can get out of with natural languages at all. And it's not something you have, or should even, try to replicate and emulate in conlangs. Because you simply cannot emulate naturalism. You can have some of it and have a good impression of it, but you cannot have every explanation for everything in your language. It will never be complete, and it will never come from another complete ancestor. It can be as complete as you can make it, or as you want to make it if you want to stop one day. But it's useless to try and make it as deep as natural language. I'm honestly not sure you can, because you would need a speaking community. And while you could argue that you can do that with Esperanto, for instance, because about 1 million people speak it right now, that 1 million people did not speak it 150 years ago. And even though Esperanto has had change, all of its irregularities cannot be, well, or rather, all of its regularities cannot be explained because there were arbitrary choices. Yeah, I just wasn't very willing to call Esperantists a cult. It might be surprising, even coming from me, but I'm not willing to say that of Esperantists. But then you have a pigeon, and a pigeon is quite clearly not as complete as other natural languages. You need creolization for that. So I do not condone outdating people, of course, but the thought experiment is interesting. Not useful right now, but interesting. Maybe someday when we have the capabilities to simulate entire planets, or even just 100 people, as accurate as possible, you could probably simulate something like that. But until then, nah. And yeah, do go on, Charlotte. Just DM it to me on Discord, please. And yes, you could achieve naturalism with a cult, but that naturalism would come from natural languages, because you are not going to have them speak conlangs. This would be way too much effort. I mean, you theoretically could, I imagine, but still, you would need volunteers. And if you make them communicate between them, they are more likely to communicate in the natural languages, which are more complete, than in any conlang you might teach them. Chalo, that's pretty nice. You'd have to send me that as not an image, so I can maybe just swap it, or actually leave it there, and I'll deal with it next week, before the next stream. It's pretty useless. Naturalism is always possible, but in conlangs it is pointless, and I would disagree that a pidgin of natural languages is a conlang. Unless there is some motive that makes it a conlang, such as Viosa. Viosa was made by people who spoke the same language and could explain things in the same language, and already knew each other that way, even though Viosa forbade explaining things about Viosa in anything else but Viosa. They already knew each other, and they already were familiar with their thought pattern, they were friends. So I really do not think that Viosa is not a conlang, but it's also not just a naturally occurring pidgin. There was some kind of intent and context behind and around it that makes it slightly peculiar. Yeah, you could, but you just wouldn't have the time in your lifetime to make the conlang, teach it to as many people as possible, and put those people together. And you'd have to write the conlang documentation in many languages. So it's just not doable. And yes, there are very, very awful ways for you to make it happen. But yeah. So, I was doing this one. No, this one, just above. 3 and local. Dried meat. That's singular. Actually, no, that's not the article singular. The article is li. That's just singular. Which means I have to amend that here too. Article.gen. I'll just close it as gen, actually. Yeah, seems fine. Article here too. So this is text as C, and this is genitive, and this is possessive. One dot poss dot no one dot poss. That's it. And this is she shares my jerky, which sounds like the title of a porn, but it's not. Yet. Actually, this is not possessive, actually. It's just a pronoun. All right. What next? What do you want to do next? She wants my jerky. No, I am not making porn fan fiction, seconds. We can do another sentence. Hang on. There you go. Here's the link. Oh yeah, you're right. We should ask Leo for one. You go try and do that. And anyway, Leo pulled from a reduced list of those sentences. Oh, now the chat is completely invisible. Nice. The weary traveler slept soundly. Yes, we do have some adverbial stuff. You can look at the child ran quickly. This sentence. Traveler slept soundly. Three black crows sat on a tree. Alright, so about three black crows sat on a tree. What we need to determine first is whether this is passive or not. Are they sat on a tree, or did they sit on a tree? Actually, I made a mistake with the child ran quickly. Completely my mistake. There we go. This is an adverbilizer, not just an adverb. So it's good practice to add a z to it, because it's adverb. They did sit it. I'm going to kill you. Distinction maybe. Yeah, that's the thing. Are they sat on a tree? Therefore, the action is not perfective because they are still doing it. Let's do both. Yeah. First, the weary traveler. Something about wrapping a warm cloak, the north wind and the sun deciding who is strongest. So, the weary traveler slept soundly. What time is it actually? Yeah, I think we're only going to have time to do that one. Let me just check one thing. At what time do I have to go? Because this is a very important question. And yeah, I'm going to have to go in like 15 to 20 minutes. So the weary traveler slept soundly. What can that be? Could the word represent the other? Travelers who are told do we have anything about adjectives? No, we only have placements. Adjectives typically follow the noun, although they can be displayed for emphatic or stylistic purposes. In which case, the adjectives are preceded by an article that agrees in number and case with that of the noun. And do we have many adjectives in the lexicon? We have one, full, two, namun, which is also a noun, so it's, yeah, all of our adjectives are also nouns except two, grey and full. So we could have it that all adjectives are created through zero derivation. We do not have anything for travel, though we could have an adjective construction starting from ting, to go. The goer. And maybe we could actually regularize an adjective construction that could apply to more verbs. For instance, we have kappa for to be of a quiet nature. Maybe we could have capo plus some sort of adjectivizer to make it someone who is quiet, someone who is mute maybe. Or maybe not adjectivizer, but just a substantivizer. The same way we have in English fish, fisher, well, fisherman, but you get the idea, the ER in English. For a human, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, we do not have to have everything make complete and consistent sense, so we don't need to have. Yeah, something that comes from a whale. Do we have anything for a whale? We do not. Fish is quip. Quip, sorry. Let's not just do English. Do we have to sleep? To rest? We do not. No, we do not have rest or sleep. Alright, let's go. Yeah. I mean, we kind of do have something. Soundly could just be well, and that should come from the seas. Reusing the construction from good wind. So this could be translated as the weary whaler. We could have some polysemy between whaler and traveler, because the whaler would be the well, not an actual translation for whaler, as in someone who hunts whales from English, but rather whale plus adjective. Power, what this? But yes, power seems fine. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we could have some sort of polysemy, one who hunts whales and one who travels. And what was I thinking? Oh yeah, and then who has good sleep. Instead of to sleep, instead of having a verb for to sleep, to have sleep. So, where am I typing? Not here, okay. Are you just throwing random words? Yeah, okay, that's perfect. So one of them is going to be an adjective. I'm not a fan. Oh, I think it's. Do we have any word with a glottal stop in the middle that is not a syllable initial? We do not. And do we want to have glottal stops that are not syllable initial? And that are also not word final? Gongla. Oh yeah, I guess it's easy enough to pronounce. So that's sleep. Do we have anything for to have? And where is going to be this one? Oh no. Yeah, but that's it. Does it? Because do we allow... We don't have much about syllable structure, do we? Beyond CCVC and... Yeah, CCVC and that's it. Well, continuing in C2, but C1, C2, VC. But yeah, but do we want to allow for glottal stop and approximant? Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm going to keep it anyway. So that's wary, a traveler, so, or something. No, that's whale. That's whale. Is that something we have or something you are proposing, Secundus? I think it's something you are proposing because I'm not finding it. Alright. So that's a verb, hen. And for and power. So based on that's good slip. Yeah, no, that's not good slip. But this is. So that's whale. And how would you say wary? Adjectives do not have any particularities morphophonetically, morphophonologically, either. They're just adjectives. So we need wary. And we need an agentivizer. Well, for something that, for well-traveled, we already kind of have that in Thembun, which is about someone who is experienced with sailing or an elder. Well, this can be just work. Oh, we could have a resultative noun that comes from. Okay, we could go that way. We have a verb that means to work. We take the impersonal form, or even the unconjugated form, to form a resultative noun, and then we apply an adjectivizer. Or we just zero derive it. Yeah, the diamond is more experienced, yeah. It's well traveled, not well worked. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Uh, yeah, Kelly. I'll be back in 5 minutes. You guys put all your ideas there, including paradigms for identifiers or resultative nouns from a verb and or transforming a noun into an adjective. We can go there derivation too. See you in a few minutes. And I'm back. Yeah, what's that for, Charlotte? For now, we have all the words we need for this sentence. That's fine. I'm just going to put it there for the next sentence. So you want that to be the resultative. Oh, we already have a way to make resultatives. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay, it just didn't copy very well. Yeah, okay, perfect. Yeah, I was just checking that it did correspond, which is which it very much does. And then we just zero derive it. Yeah, we already have a few cases of zero derivation. So it's not exactly that nouns can be used as adjectives, at least not quite yet, because we also have adjectives that stand on their own, and not all nouns may be used. So, but should we have something for V2A? Well, we already have the raising of the last vowel of the perfective form that gives a resultative that can be used as an adjective. So if we encounter something where the resultative does not work, we might have to go another way. But for now, this works. This is such a mess of diacritics. Caligny. It's nice, I mean. Now let's conjugate hen. It's a very simple verb. Slept sound, he had sleep. So that's past, so it's non-present. So this is he had sleep. So this is 3 and local. Though, is it local actually? He's present at the action, but yeah, the traveler is present, but he's not taking part in the conversation. So should it be? Yeah. So is this a tale? Is it someone who recalls something, someone who makes up something, or is it very just descriptive, and that the narrator is considered omnipresent, and thus also near the traveler? I think here I would go for distal, yeah. So distal, non-present, that's a hen. I think in studies the narrator is local. Well, that depends on the language, so. And we do not yet have we do not have yet much world building, so we cannot know how local the narrator is. But Secondus has a very good point, and I just went with distal as he recommends because the other examples are not. and then it's distal. So he had what? He had something in the third person. So this is third person and it's not physically existent, so this is impersonal. So this is I think that's right. What is a direct object? Sleep. Good sleep. This would mean the weary traveler had good sleep. Yeah, perfect. Alright, let's gloss it. And after that I'm going to have to go, sadly. The yi is about the construction in... what is it? Here. Yeah, for that metaphor. For good winds, which is literally winds from the sea, I just adapted it. And since power ends in a vowel and not a consonant, I added the y, which is described right here. So this would be oh no, we are lacking something. No, we are lacking something. We are lacking the adjectivizer. Or do we just call traveler a whale? Because as far as I know, this is whale. I think that is what was proposed. And then we had to make it relate to experience or someone who travels far. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like the worst superhero ever, but why not? Do we have a way to say man? We do not. We need a way to say man. There is a word here, which could mean man. So, how do we deal with compounds? Or do we even need to deal with the compound because, well, man is going to be a fossilized expression? Oh, I can just leave it as meaning crow, and we just have to find another word for man. So now the question is that if we make it a compound, we need to deal with compounds. And that's going to be one pain in the ass. So do we actually have that as something grammaticalized, which means that it's going to be productive? Or do we have that as something that is there as a compound and we do not touch it anymore? So it does mean whale, man, well, can be deconstructed. How do you mean, Candace? Well, here Kaligny is Galigny. Yeah, Galigny is already an adjective. Well, it's a resultative noun that is zero derived as, and so on. Oh, you would want a fossilized expression for all of this, where a traveler would be this fossilized expression. That's what you mean, right? Well, that's the thing. How do we want to do it? So, okay, see, if you want a predictive system, then I would much prefer. Oh, actually, we can have a predictive system that does not directly address this specific compounding. Okay, how do we deal with compounding? Because right now we do not need Kaligny in the equation. Let's just consider Ngolo ho. Oh, come on, Ngolo Hobiet. Let's just consider that one. Because Galigny can be just an adjective. So how do we deal with compounds? Yeah, that's also what I thought when I saw it. So how do we deal with it? Do we insert a hyphen? I'm not in favor of adding more syllables right now. Like, this compound is already quite heavy. We could just join them. Oh, that works, yeah. So do we want to just toss them together this way? Yeah, just merge them together. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. And we also need, what is it? No, this is not intransitive. Wait. No, that was right. It is ergative. Because it is transitive and it's the agent, so yeah. It can be people. It can be mankind. It can be, yeah. It's going to apply to both sexes, genders, all sexes, genders. The ergative articles are prefixes. Yes. This is where we run into a problem. And oh, my bad actually. This should follow the noun, not go before it. And I'm going to put it as its own word because I want to modify that the ergative articles are prefixes. I do not want them to be prefixes. I only want the short article to be a prefix in front of words that start with a vowel. So only the plural article. So I'll it's not that much longer than the English one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's quite a bit longer. 2 words, it's 40% longer. Okay, I said nothing. All right, let's do this. Ha. Oh, I'm just going to do it this way. I think that's right. Oh, have a good day. I'm going to start very soon anyway. You're very welcome, Siganis. But yeah, I'm just going to gloss this sentence and then be done with it, because I have somewhere to be in not much longer. Yeah, okay. La is going to remain an affix, yeah. It's going to be fun because it can also be an infix, so it's a lot of fun. So this is singular. Ergative. Whale person. Actually, I'm just going to do this. Gelly was... What was Gelly again? Work, tire out. Let's go with work. And I don't have an established class for that, so I'm just going to use that. Yeah, it's the way React aspect, but we didn't establish an actual meaning for the verb itself. So I'm just going to go with work. And this is... What is this? This should be in verbs. This is distal third person, I think. 3D. To have Oh, we did not indicate tenses. Oh, I'll do that later. And this is 3 impersonal. Sleep. Text C is... How did I gloss that? Article genitive. So that's object, article genitive, and C dot CPL. Okay, calm down. Yeah, and this does not just mean the traveler slept, had good sleep. And I think that's fine. I'm just going to make a note here. Crow. It really is. Alright, so I think for now, well, I know I'm going to stop here. I'm going to clean up all the markdown during the weekend. And I'm probably going to make a post on the subreddit with everything, so I'll just ask everyone who contributed to send me their usernames for credit. Or names under which they want to be credited. So I'll do that during the weekend. I'll just send you all a private message because I know you are all on Discord and I know who you are on Discord, so I'll just do that. Anyway, that's it for today. It's been what? 2 hours and 20 minutes? Yeah. Ish. So I'm going to go and well, have a good day.